morning.
Good morning.
It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
This is a Hungarian wake-up call.
Come over.
Come
I
on.
thought maybe some coffee, Daniel.
It's better than coffee.
And Morning Joe in Hungary is a little bit higher octane than the stuff I'm used to.
Oh, hey, what are you doing with that?
We're going for disznóvágás.
A what?
A disznóvágás.
Disznóvágás? All right, what is that, a party?
It's a feast. So this is a pig slaughter feast.
What?
Growing up working in the bars of South Boston, I learned one thing. Sit down with a stranger and a couple of cocktails, and the whole world opens up. I'm Jack Maxwell. I'm in search of the world's most interesting drinks and the people who drink them. That's why they call me the Booze Traveler.
Man, it's like a storybook here in the little town of Nagezhez. But not the Disney version, we're talking Brothers Grimm. And you can't have a pig slaughter party without, well...
Okay, you know, no judgment, right? I eat bacon.
Of course, my breakfast doesn't usually show up with a face. But Hungary's always been slightly out of left field. They're big drinkers who speak a strange, difficult language, have a bizarre sense of humor, and pride themselves on what makes them so different. Which might explain why farmer István Rapolti is keeping an old tradition alive by throwing a disznóvágás, literally pig-cutting party. It's like a barn raising with knives.
All right, hoist her up.
Where everyone gets loaded on 100-proof brandy.
What is this? Do you say the word palinka and it shows up magically? Is that what happens here?
A bottle of palinka comes out at every gathering, and István tells me rule number 1, never say no to a shot of national pride.
It just tastes, it has a little hint of plum, but it tastes like alcohol.
Strong.
You like to see me drinking the stuff.
Drinking István's home-distilled batch is like having a nice, ripe plum smashed right in your face and then scraped off and distilled into booze. For 700 years now, Hungarians have been cooking up this mashed fruit brandy. These are the people who make the grim business of butchery into a party. So it's no surprise, of course, that peasants found a way to transform rotting fruit into a national obsession. Want to christen a baby? Palinka. Funeral? Palinka. Toothache? Well, you guessed it. And divvying up a pig among all your neighbors so you can make it through the winter? Perfect.
This is the meat and the fat.
Yeah,
That goes
the
in-
leg.
So that's good sausage then. Yeah, fresh.
This is kolbas, a cousin to kielbasa. It's made with pork, garlic, pepper, cumin, and a clear favorite, paprika, the seasoning that kicks salt and pepper to the curb in these parts.
All right, let's roll up the sleeves and get to work. Oh, does that feel weird? But fun, like kid, like Play-Doh. Play-Doh, yeah, pig dough.
It's like Freddy Krueger's Fun Factory.
Most te is tagod net?
Taste, yeah, I think I'll wait for it to be cooked.
And how do you keep your sausage safe?
That looks like something else, though.
You need a magnum. PI, pig intestines.
Putting it right on there like a pro. All right, here comes the sausage. Oh, look at that. You make it look so easy, Gabor.
You want to try it?
Yeah. And we gotta do a couple of twists, right? Oh, I broke the sausage.
No palinka, no palinka.
No palinka.
No palinka.
Because I had too much palinka.
No palinka.
You got me drunk and had me make sausage. What did you think was gonna happen? I'm a rookie.
Egészségünkre. Egészségedre.
I've never seen a pig go from 1 piece to about 1,000 pieces like that.
Along with the pig party, I've picked up on another ancient tradition. Never let a glass sit empty.
You guys drink a lot here.
Home distilling like István's was actually criminalized when the Soviets took over after World War II. But the Hungarians never met an invader they couldn't work around.
Oh, look at that. Let me see that.
They call this hidey hole taking the little gate.
Wow, that's clever. Look at that.
Egészség. Skål.
Who knew giving Babe a dirt nap could be so much fun?
Now I want to know where the rest of the palinka is. All the hidden stuff.
Jó.
Oh, that was good. 2.5 hours west of Nagyhegyes is the Pearl of the Danube, the capital city, Budapest, considered one of the most beautiful places in the world, and Hungary's cultural and political center. Physicist Leo Szilard said, aliens live among us, but they call themselves Hungarians. And he should know he was one of them. Hungarians do everything just a little bit differently, or maybe a lot. From Romans to Russians to endless revolutions, empires have tromped their way through here, but Hungarians find a way to good times, making the most of what they have. For example, take this 1984 Polish Fiat. Please.
Woo! It's like driving a lawnmower.
Yeah, but it's closed.
My buddy Daniel Bojic says that Hungarians nicknamed this sweet communist ride Asphalt Patanis, or Asphalt Pimple. So at least they get a giggle out of it, if not much horsepower.
It's so small and restrictive and uncomfortable, kind of like communism itself.
Looks like it's gonna take us a while to get to the outskirts of Budapest. To a final remnant of the bad old days, a place called Memento Park.
So what's that clanging in the back?
I bought you some beer to taste it.
Oh, nice.
After that epic slow-motion journey, I'm ready for a little tailgate.
Let's let the rest of the clowns get out of the car. Come on, boys, time for the circus. Oh, but all is right with the world. We have
Let's
some
check it.
beers.
No, these are both Hungarian beers.
But
from
Soviet
the
era.
socialist era, yes, from the socialist era.
Hungarians in beer are a lot like the Brits in tea. They've brewed it here for eons, and the average Hungarian drinks over 70 liters a year. Kubanye was one of the few beers available in Hungary during the almost half a century of Soviet occupation. And with just 4.5% alcohol, well, that's basically 5 decades of pounding wine spritzers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Egészségedre.
That's a pretty beer. I can see why communism fell, just for the beer alone.
Yes.
All right, here's to that. The Soviet way of doing things, not really.
Like I said, Hungarians do it differently. When the Soviets deposed their leaders, they pulled the statues down. So what did Hungary do after Soviet rule ended? They built a public park for all 42 of them out in the burbs.
This is a Soviet heroic memorial.
Wow.
According to the park's architect, Ákos Ilud, this park is about dictatorship. After all, only democracy is able to give the opportunity to let us think freely about dictatorship. Plus, as long as you behave, they're pretty lax about open containers.
Here are the great fathers.
The grandfathers of lousy beer. You guys, look what you did.
The USSR occupied Hungary from the end of World War II until 1988, when the barbed wire fence on the Austrian border came down. A year later, the only Russian military left here were these characters. There's just one more thing that's bugging me.
Why is the beer still around?
It was the beer of the working class. It's your trophy after the day.
Your trophy
written.
after the
It's
day.
written.
So you'd only drink it out of nostalgia, huh?
Yes.
Leave it to the Hungarians to find the good in the worst
freedom.
of things. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But if it is broke, get a drink out of it, which is exactly what's happening 20 minutes north in Budapest's Old District 7.
We are entering the heart of the party quarter.
The party quarter?
I will show you some extraordinary bar.
Well, I would expect no less.
When I hear, hey, let's go drink in an abandoned building, I think of sneaking beers with Teresa Giordano after school and, anyhow.
And this is the place.
This is the place.
Yep.
Look at this. It looks like an old cellar or something.
This is called a ruin bar. You can find these types of pubs only here in Hungary, in Budapest.
This post-apocalyptic TGI Fridays is called Simplakirti, the original Rome Kachma, or ruin bar. Dozens of these decrepit-looking pubs are springing up in District 7. In World War II, this was the Jewish ghetto, and the district really never recovered until now. But these fixer-uppers aren't really all that fixed up, are they? That's kind of the point.
They made a pub in here, leaving the rundown building as it was, just made it less dangerous. We will have a nice craft beer here.
All right.
It's called keresve maize. It's a
Keresve maize?
bitter honey, keresve maize.
Bitter honey.
Bitter honey, yes.
All right, sounds good.
Keresve maize is almost as much a relic as this bombed-out bar. It's a lager made the way beer was for years in Eastern Europe. Triple hopped, unfiltered, and unpasteurized.
Look at that. That's a good-looking beer.
Beer was the national drink of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, thanks to the Austrian half of that 19th century supergroup.
That is a nice, handcrafted, beautiful beer.
That tradition of flavorful beer went down the drain with Soviet occupation, but now Hungarian hopsters are going back to the future.
You can taste the fruit in here. You can taste the honey. You can taste the hops. Not like that Soviet crap. This is really good.
Times are changing.
Now, just because Hungarians have upped their beer game lately doesn't mean they're trying to whitewash the past. They don't throw anything away. So, I guess it makes sense they're serving drinks in, I don't know, it looks like a hoarder's garage.
This is a Trabant?
That's a Trabant. This was the Soviet era's people's car. It looks like Freddie Flintstone's car at the
Like
moment.
Freddie Flintstone's car. Yeah.
The decor isn't the only thing that's pumped up around here.
So what is it? It's vodka and carbon dioxide and raspberry syrup?
Yep.
Oh. And that's called an Aurora Borealis.
Yep.
Because after you drink one, you can see the northern lights. All right. To my first Aurora Borealis.
Egészségedre.
Ooh!
That's good?
That's a kick. Nice and cold with the carbon dioxide.
Vodka with bubbles.
This is so cool. Look at that. I think now we have to find a place where we can put our names.
For years, the Austrians, Soviets, and others came in, took charge, and put their mark on Hungary. Now, Hungarians are marking their own territory.
Who's traveler? How about that? Cheers, man.
Cheers, egészségedre.
Egészségedre.
Instead of trying to erase the remnants of former times, today's Hungarians are making it work for them. Like taking this decaying part of town haunted by the past and turning it into Party Central.
It's a Jewish ghetto. Yes.
World War II.
It's renewed. Full with life.
You think Hungarians are big drinkers?
Yes.
Yes?
Hungarians are big drinkers.
You spit that right out. You didn't even think about it.
It's funny, alcohol intake here is kind of like Trivial Pursuit Drinking Edition. It seems like every beverage has a backstory tied to national pride, some stranger than others.
What the hell is that all about?
He's the Unicum guy. Unicum is a drink. Unicum means something very unique.
Well, let's have something unique then.
Hey, Jack, look at these babies.
Look at these babies. These are full grown. It's all the way to the top, man.
That is just very small. That is Unicum.
Unicum is an herbal liqueur that dates back to the 18th century, made from a secret formula containing over 40 herbs. The original recipe was created in 1790 by Joseph Swack to cure the emperor's stomachache. And when he tasted it, he yelled out, Unicum, which means unique.
Oh, that's a bitter.
That's a bitter.
That's, wow, there's a lot in there. You can taste, it's like a tree root.
Yes.
There's a lot of bitter stuff in there.
If Jägermeister got lost in the woods, it might taste a little like Unicum. And if the taste doesn't do it for you, well, the bottles are the bomb. Hungarians used them to lob Molotov cocktails at the Soviets during the occupation. Small wonder the locals refer to it as the National Accelerator. I'm pretty sure they mean it as an energy drink, though.
Ingredients.
Yeah, because this is a secret formula.
Secret formula. Nobody knows.
They're hiding it as
All
secret
it is,
formula.
yeah.
Yes, you are bringing the flavor of the past.
The flavor of the past with a nod to the future. How about that?
That's a great.
Ah.
They say Unicum is an acquired taste. Yeah, in Boston, that's a euphemism for weird. but it's also a secret, and I just love getting to the bottom of a mystery. In Budapest, people have been trying to acquire the Unicum recipe for centuries, and that includes Soviet invaders. Okay, Papa Joe Stalin had his turn. Now, it's mine. I'm hoping a little clever investigating and a bit of charm can do what Soviet muscle couldn't. Crack the Unicum code.
Yeah. Isabella. Oh, it smells so good in here.
You like it?
Isabella Zwack is a 6th-generation Unicum heir and an old hand at fending off Formula Snoops. This might take a little finessing.
These are the herbs that go into Unicum, huh?
Yeah, well, some of them. Yeah.
Where are the rest? It's a secret. These are the herbs that go into Unicum, huh?
Yeah, well, some of them. Yeah.
Where are the rest? It's a secret.
On the banks of the Danube lies a fortress that houses the secrets to one of Hungary's greatest treasures, Unicum. And I'm trying to sniff out how this secret concoction is made. It's like that other great Hungarian invention, the Rubik's Cube. Figuring out how all the colors line up, that can drive you a little crazy. But I think I can crack this case. On Her Majesty's secret bottle service. Oh, that's rose petals, right? Is it rose or just flowers?
Rose.
Rose petals?
It's meaning even...
That's cardamom, right?
Yes.
I
Although
can-
we don't really name these herbs here. We make some obvious, but we don't really name these.
You don't say what they are?
No, not really. I mean, we...
Aha! I must be getting close to the secret combo. Time to play it cool.
Oh, that's okay. I don't need to know all your secrets. You gotta keep some mystery.
Okay, so maybe 200-year-old secrets aren't cracked in a day.
Now we're going down to cellars. Where we were now was visitors can come, but this part, no.
Off limits?
Or are they?
Off limits.
And we
Totally
get
off
to
limits.
go?
Well, you need a special key.
And perhaps wicked spy skills are the key. Deep in the hidden belly of the factory, oak barrels brim with the national treasure that's so intoxicating during Soviet occupation in the 1940s. Stalin's minions seized the place.
Somebody came to the factory and said, could you please give us the keys to the factory, and can you please give us the recipe for Unicum?
And you just handed it over?
With the keys we had to. But we handed over a fake recipe of Unicum.
Really?
Yeah. My great-uncle Bela, he came up with a recipe which was similar enough to fool them.
Oh, that's great.
Imagine the NSA thinking they pried loose the Colonel's secret recipe, but all they really got was a box of shake and bake. The Soviet drink was a hot mess. In the meantime, the Zwack family were risking their lives to hide the real thing.
My grandfather and my father, they both escaped Hungary, and my grandfather had the original Unicum recipe in his pocket. And he bribed a Russian official in a Russian truck, and he hid under a barrel, and he made it across the border.
I'm barreling my way deeper into the inner sanctum, where Isabella's mother, Anne, rules like M over the Hungarian secret beverage service.
This is the secret office of the secret...
The boss.
The boss who has the secret.
So far, my mission to crack the Unicum code hasn't been that impossible. I think I could be a great secret agent, using my masculine wiles to infiltrate headquarters in Wula. All right, never mind.
Very nice to meet you. Now, I was told that if I begged, pleaded, charmed, doesn't matter. There's no way I'm gonna get the secrets from you.
No way.
No way, huh?
No way.
No way.
So maybe I overestimated myself a bit, but still, a good spy never says never again.
I actually have a little surprise for you guys. I've done something we don't usually ever do, which is to taste Unicum parts separately. Ooh. And Mama's prepared it for you in the closet.
Ah, success. I'm getting it. A glimpse at the Holy Grail. The secret formula the Soviets tried and failed to get their hands on. Maxwell 1, Russia 0.
So this is the distilled part. This would taste like what you distill usually, fruit. Usually you distill fruit.
Like a schnapps.
Yes.
It tastes like a nice schnapps.
This is just the herbs if you soak them in alcohol.
Wow, what an herbal concoction that is.
We mix them.
Yeah, it certainly smells the same. It tastes a little more blended, still unaged. All the processes, all the roads lead to one. This right here.
Nothing beats the finished product, and the Unicum secrets are safe with me. Agent Jack Maxwell, licensed to drink.
To Mama.
To Mama. Can I call you Mama?
Of course.
Cheers.
Like so many pigeons on Soviet statues, Hungary's been dumped on by more than its fair share of foreign powers. And walking around Budapest, it looks to me like they've memorialized every Tom, Dick, and Ivan. And the tributes aren't just limited to stone and bronze. At the Gundel restaurant in the city park, a moment in Hungarian history is permanently on ice in a martini glass.
Károly!
Károly Zilagi is a musician, but his grandfather, Károly Gundel, used to own this place until the Soviets commandeered it after the war.
One day they said that you should go out, and they kicked out the whole family.
It was their usual domineering MO, take an icon and give it a Soviet spin.
We were a little bit ashamed that the name is still on it.
Within a decade, the iron grip on Hungary was slipping. An all-out revolt in 1956 failed, but served notice on the Soviets.
The Soviets realized after that Hungary is not an easy country.
It's not going to be a cakewalk, yeah.
The Hungarians were kind of like Michael Jordan. You couldn't stop them, you could only hope to contain them.
We have to let them a little freer, to walk a little bit freer.
In 1958, the Soviets served up a liquid olive branch, a pseudo-PR peace offering, from Russia with love.
What are you making?
Our special is the Pusta cocktail, and this is a cocktail with 100% Hungarian ingredients.
The Pusta is like a Hungarian greatest hits cocktail. Herb bitters, apricot palinka, and takoy, a sweet wine so beloved, it's mentioned in the national anthem. It was created by commissars for the World's Fair to prove to the West that Russia and Hungary were a good blend.
All right, Károly.
Hi.
To the Hungarian
Skål.
Pusta. Oh, that's a lot of flavor. Really sweet cocktail.
Joke's on them. Like an all-star jam session, this cloying combo doesn't really sing. Unsurprisingly, it never took off. But some people still drink it today for nostalgia's sake. Like a lot of propaganda, I don't quite buy it.
The Russians, they want to show the whole world Hungary is a shop window. So, good drinks, beautiful girls, like this.
Look
Just
at Hungary.
come, look at Hungary.
Yeah, look at Hungary.
Look at Hungary.
They even got rock and roll there. There's some people over there they recognize. They say, wow, who's that schlub with Károly, the rock star over there? Are you the Mick Jagger of Hungary?
I'm quite well known.
And that's not just my imagination. By the 1970s, Hungary was looking for some satisfaction.
The communist government didn't want to make with us any difficulties because we were so popular.
They wouldn't mess with you. You're too famous.
While the rest of the Soviet Union was stuck watching glorious military parades on May Day, Károly's first band, Locomotive GT, threw wild concerts, flipping off the evil empire with bell-bottoms and a wah-wah pedal.
Did you ever want to go somewhere else?
I got many good offers, and I said, I don't think so. I need my native country and I need my native language. Nobody understands us, just we understand each other.
And while Károly will probably always march to his own drummer, spread out across this country is a band of people who, even by Hungarian standards, are dancing to their own beat.
Where do you want me to sit? So you won't whack me with the guitar there. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Eastern Europe is home to wandering companias, or bands of nomads, living by their own rules and embracing music, poetry, and independence as their lore. The Roma. They arrived from India in the 1300s, but many thought they migrated from Egypt, which is where they get the nickname Gypsies. Hey, call them Gypsies, call them Roma. they'll call you an honorary member of the tribe if you're up for a good time. Nearly 3 hours north of Budapest is a sleepy-looking town on the banks of the Tisza River, Piás. But don't be fooled. This is actually the village of the damned. Damned good musicians, that is. Piás has been the center of Roma music for over half a century, since an unknown village elder dedicated himself and his town to preserving gypsy culture, music, and dance. And from that pledge came a white horse, or in Hungarian, Párnográst. If the Doobie Brothers and the Gypsy Kings had a love child raised by Roma, you'd get something close to Párnográst. Widely considered the world's most famous, authentic gypsy band. I'm hitting the bar with frontman Josef Ola, who's giving me just a little taste of the rocket fuel that helps fire up his music.
Wow, seems like a lively bunch.
Gypsy band?
And we have gypsy drinks.
Gypsy palinka.
Palinka's like all great homemade treats. You work with what you got, and everyone has a recipe of their own.
Egészségedre. All right? Here's apple in your eye.
All over the world, Roma are treated like outsiders, so they are masters of making do. And when Mother Nature gives you fruit trees, well, you get your plum and apple palinka on.
That burns, little, right? Even for you, a little it burns.
Yeah.
As much as it tastes like strong alcohol, it does have a nice apple after finish, which sometimes you don't get in distilled drinks. How many of these do you drink a day? You can't count. You lost count. Many. In Hungarian, that means many.
Seems like it's pretty easy to lose count here.
You're dancing with a cat. That makes no sense. Oh, what are you doing? He's juggling cats. That's not right.
I know bars can get kind of crazy after 2, just not usually 2 p.m.
After you.
After you, come.
Maybe some fresh air to clear everyone's head is the ticket. Or not. But rules be damned. Anyone can drink fruit brandy from a bar. We're headed back to the band house, where the guys are cooking up a cocktail with a little gypsy ingenuity.
So, this is the alcohol, you boys. Can I see that before you put it in? I think I'm done for the day. I just have to sniff that and I'm good.
Look, I've drunk some crazy things in my life. Spit beer, cow's blood.
Oh, just taste it.
Taste it? What are you, nuts?
But this is denatured alcohol, like camp stove fuel. You know, stuff you're not supposed to drink.
Pure alcohol.
Kóstold meg.
Okay.
Okay, smell man. Smell man. You don't want to die.
Wow! Holy mother of... That's good. Can I have another one? I'm just kidding.
Charlie, the band's assistant manager, supervises this demented science project to concoct a homemade hooch, downgrading this stuff from lethal to merely dangerous. Seriously, do not try this at home.
I can't believe that's going in there.
To make denatured, they cut the... No, I really mean it. I can't believe we're gonna drink this stuff. Denatured alcohol with caramelized sugar and tea, all over an open flame.
Whoa, get out of here with that match. Oh, you gotta... There you go. Oh, that's nice. We can roast marshmallows over there.
Gypsy caravans used fires to keep away wolves, but this bonfire is getting rid of some really evil things, burning off some of the alcohol, impurities, toxins, and all that good stuff that'll, you know, kill you.
What is that?
That's potato.
Okay.
The potato acts like a sponge. There are certain substances in there, like petroleum.
Petroleum.
Yep.
Oh, petroleum. Of course.
So the potatoes absorb the petroleum.
Yep.
From the denatured alcohol we're burning in a pot in the living room
Let it
to
chill
drink.
and ready to drink.
Ah, smell it. Okay, smell it. Smells like nail polish remover.
It's like getting a manicure, but it's your liver you're soaking.
Now, what's that? Essence of rum. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mmm. Oh, that's a good rum taste, though. You're gonna like that, Joseph.
And on the bright side, I didn't go blind yet, because I can see this guy playing charades.
Why are you pointing to your head? What does your head say? What is that? What is it?
Fisherman.
The big fisherman? It's great. We're gonna go fishing? Can we bring this with us to go fishing?
So this is illegal what we are doing now.
It's illegal.
Yep, no one of us has a permit for that.
Not really too inconspicuous, though. I mean, these are pretty big.
Hopefully they won't catch us.
What do they do to us?
We all go to jail.
And you got a bottle of illegal moonshine on top of that.
Well, Cher didn't sing about gypsies, tramps, and law-abiding citizens. But as the Hungarian saying goes, a tiltok gomolcs a legmerészebb. The forbidden fruit is the sweetest.
This might be a short episode.
So this is illegal what we are doing now. Hopefully they won't catch us.
What do they do to us?
We all go to jail.
And you got a bottle of illegal moonshine on top of that.
So maybe there's something to the gypsy rep of being, let's say, independent from certain rules. But Piás's local rock stars, Panograds, are all about the Roma way. Most of Hungary's population still live below the poverty line. So whether it's making moonshine or trawling for fish, they're old hats at getting by.
Well, gypsies are a minority. They feel suppressed in Hungary.
Look at you now, a famous musician. You told them, right?
And who needs expensive fishing poles when you can whip up a trolling net from branches?
Now we just sit and wait, huh?
It's simple, effective, and it's been getting the job done since the 14th century.
While he pulls, you pull.
I'm waiting for the fish. Let me at least have a drink. Drinking and fishing, that's timeless.
Ah, that's good stuff. But you can really taste the cleaning supplies in it. How does he know when? Is he counting in his head? Because you can't see anything through this murky water.
Yes, he feels it.
Oh, he feels it.
Listen. Pull it up, pull it up.
Wow, is that heavy? Hey, we got a fish. You're coming with us, see? Who's this supposed to feed?
So there won't be a big old-fashioned fish fry today.
Let's go get some cheeseburgers. Forget the fish, huh?
But I hear it's the weekends are when things really get crazy in these parts. Till then, I'm gonna grab a bite, then check out where the cheeseburgers wander.
Hot dogs and cheeseburgers for everybody. Come on. I know a place.
I'm roaming like a Roma, out to the country. Like the country. Piás is a pretty small town, but it's a budding metropolis compared to Hajdú-Bihar County, a 56,000 square mile stretch of grassland near the Romanian border. Life on the sun-baked high plains can be punishing. Cowboys, like Smokey, real name, like it rough. It's like 50 Shades of Hungary.
Oh, he got it. Not bad.
But this city slicker is more Billy Crystal than Jack Palance.
Nope. Oh, got myself.
This is Hungary's oldest profession. Gulyás, Hungarian cowboys, are the last remnants of Hungary's nomadic past. Their ancestors, the original Magyars, rode in from Central Asia in search of grassy plains to raise cattle.
I'll just gently nudge them along. You can whip them. How about that?
On these high plains, the cowboys may be pirate fashion fans.
What?
But they ain't drinking rum.
They drink here bull's blood.
Bull's blood?
Gyere. It's not.
It smells like wine.
Because it's type of wine.
Bull's blood is more vino than vampire. A blend of varietals anchored by a grape the Turks brought here, the Kardaka. But the name, that's 16th century PR. During a Turkish siege of the nearby town of Eger, word spread the wine-soaked defenders were actually pounding blood. Would you want to tangle with an army of Nosferatus?
That's really good. So much fruit there. Nice dark cherry. But wine is not really a beverage that you would call refreshing. So why wine for cowboys?
Megisz az emberbe a melegbe,
He said that if you drink water on a warm day, you will sweat it immediately. But if you drink wine, you won't sweat it.
Can't you just picture a vat of Bordeaux being dumped on Belichick's head after a big win? But still, it's hydration we're fighting for, not a title ring. And we're not the only ones who need a drink.
We're gonna drive the cattle to the water. That's our job today. I don't get to be a cowboy that often.
And I still don't, because it's kind of hard to play Lone Ranger thundering across the plain when Silver is AWOL.
Look at this. It's nothing for miles. I think we should take bikes or something. You got a nice 10-speed?
I guess the nomadic spirit dies hard, because Schmokey, again, real name, spends every day migrating with his cattle.
How much do you walk every day?
12 or 15 miles a day.
12 or 15 miles. No wonder why you're in such great shape.
These big boys, they've been working out too.
Oh, look at him. Yeah, see? He's telling them, get in line. Wow, that sun is beating down. It's hot.
Man drinks first, cow drinks after.
I like that. Man drinks first and then the cows. I can shake it there.
For warm canteen wine, this bull's blood is pretty top shelf. But the cows?
It's right over there.
They're waiting for, oh, I see it.
They're gonna have to settle for well drinks.
Oh, Indiana Jones. Let me buy you a drink. Come on over. Let me buy you a drink. Come on over.
In the grasslands of Hungary's Hajdú-Bihar County, it's a good idea to drink and drive, as long as you're driving cattle.
Let's get some wine first.
But lassoing?
Try to get a little bit closer.
A little bit closer, all right? Don't make him think we're coming for him. I'm just gonna turn and fire.
Okay.
At that one right there.
I thought I was putting on a pretty good show, but Schmokey was using me as a decoy all along.
Got him, look at this.
Part of keeping his herd safe is tagging and tracking every animal. No age exemptions.
Okay, it's done.
It's done?
It's done, yes.
And the family is back together. It all ended well.
It's a quiet life out here on the Puszta, where Schmokey and his herd are keeping Hungarian tradition and eccentricity alive.
Hallod a pacsétát? Muzsik!
The birds. That's the music of the Puszta.
Ilyen diszkó, hogy...
In spite of a small case of bull's blood brain, I found my way back to Piás for the weekend block party.
Hi!
Fortunately, no one here seems to mind my cow dung cologne.
Hi, buddy.
And Joseph has a hangover cure
Csekkám kakas!
for too many cocktails.
All right, Rooster, I'm coming in. Here goes nothing. One hand, first time.
Yes, várjál, Jack! Vágjon!
And you were laughing at me. I saw you laughing at me.
Would you like to kill him?
Would I like to kill him? I caught him. Someone else should kill him, and we'll all eat him.
1, 2, háromra, okay?
While I take a foul shot,
Kaput, meghalt!
the rooster takes one for the team. I've never had rooster before. Bet it tastes like chicken.
Smells good, Chef. What is it?
This is the cock's ball.
Rooster testicle. Why would you do that?
For the hangover, it is very, very good.
Who was the first person to know that, though? I want to know that guy.
Rooster ball stew? That's nuts.
I can eat anything with tomatoes and onions. Yeah.
If you eat it and you go to bed with your wife,
Yeah?
she's gonna be very happy.
She's going to be surprised, too, because I don't have a wife.
Considering the gypsy remedy for fever is dried frog's lungs, I'd say I'm getting off easy.
Here we go. It's not very chewy. It's soft. Tastes like a mushy hot dog. Now it'll be good for the hangover, right?
Yeah.
All right, who's next? I'm gonna have to wash that down with a little palenka. Woo!
I'm not the only one having a ball. The whole town is turning out for Joseph's block party. It's actually illegal to drink on the street in Hungary, but there's a more important unwritten rule here. Don't let laws get in the way of a good time.
We got that. What is that? A nice kielbasa?
Magyarász, várja, csávó.
Pig and goat sandwich. Oh, that's hot off the grill. Oh, it's good.
You have to try this one as well.
What is that?
This is, I don't know, maybe my 278th shot of Palinka. There are over 500 licensed distilleries in Hungary. But unofficial ones like this rig, well, there are thousands of them.
Come.
Is that legal to do here?
Yes, it is.
It's legal to make your own booze anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere.
I'll move it to Hungary.
Technically, only Palinka Home Distilling has the thumbs up from Johnny Law. And that's only in the last 5 years. Whether it was emperors or commissars, they all try to squeeze every last drop of tax money from the apple, and plum and cherry, of every Hungarian drinker's eye. Paprika and Palinka, two great Hungarian tastes that just... Yeah, I'll stick with the apple. Luckily, at a gypsy party, food and drink are always served up with a hearty side of music. I don't know if it's Hungarian fortitude or Roma spirit, but it really is like a world of its own here, where everybody is free to move to their own unique beat. Hungary's greatest composer, Franz Liszt, said that all Hungarian music is based on gypsy rhythms, and their passion for love, song, dance, and drink were glittering stars. Hey, I like dancing with the stars.
What's this called?